This is our first point defense on Volskaya. We start off with a pretty good advantage in that the enemy team has a Hammond and a Zarya, so they have no shield tank, which makes it pretty difficult getting through this choke point. Also, Hammond and Zarya are two of the tougher tanks to get value out of. So as long as we play smart and play together, we should be able to defend this. Our random players are our Junkrat and our Mei. The fight starts off really well. The Hammond gets frozen. We have good focus fire, and we kill the Hammond pretty easily. They have no shield, so the Ashe takes a lot of damage, and the Ashe dies. Now, there's Zarya, Moira, and Bridget are able to get through the choke points and get into this right room, which really shouldn't be that concerning. So once the enemy team has gone through the choke points, what we should do is we should rotate to point. We should rotate to the opposite side that they're on. So we could rotate, set up an Orisa shield here. We can all set up behind the Orisa shield because they're probably going to move in this direction, which means essentially they're going through a second choke point. We'll have a shield here. They have to go through a second choke point without a shield, which gives us a big advantage. So we should rotate here, but we don't. Our Junkrat's pretty aggressive, keeps on poking into that room. This is where we end up getting splits. So there, Moira and Hammond are on points. Our Junkrat is the first to die, which really isn't that big of a deal, because even with his death, we're still 5 versus 4. So if we had rotated and played together, we could have lost the Junkrat. But as long as we get a couple quick kills, we would stabilize. Orisa puts a shield here, which isn't great. You shouldn't be too worried about a Moira and a Hammond. They can't kill you that fast. So it would have been better to be a little more patient and set up like a shield on this side, because it's better sightlines over the points. The Hammond ends up grappling and swinging in this trajectory, which ends up getting a lot of boops and a lot of value. So if you set up over here, you just are also outside of the boop range of the Hammond. Our Moira and our Orisa make the mistake of chasing the enemy Moira and trying to get a kill. And what this causes is the Moira is concentrating on killing their Moira, so the Moira is not healing, and the Orisa ends up getting booped into the middle of the points. And because the Moira is not healing, the Orisa gets killed really quickly. So that's another mistake, is they're impatient, they try to get a kill, and they pay for it. And after the Orisa is dead, that's really where things start to devolve. So the Orisa gets booped, our Moira is too concentrated on killing, so our Orisa gets killed. So even at this point, we can still stabilize. So what we want to do is at least try to stabilize by fighting on the same side of the point, fighting together. So if we'd all regrouped onto this side of the point, if we're fighting together, it's easier to focus fire and get a kill on the enemy team. And it's easier for our healers to heal up everybody. But what ends up happening is everyone fights up really split. So our Moira uses her ultimate, keeps the Mei alive, keeps her Sigma alive. But we don't really fight together. But, like at this point, our Baptiste is in this right room, which is a good spot, a good safe spot to heal from. Our Moira's here, our Mei's here, our Sigma's here. We're just all split. So really, even if we're down and even if you're going to lose the fight, we should always fight together. So it's all we should always just group up and fight together. So again, our Junkrat's able to get back, but since we're all fighting separate, our Junkrat's get killed, our Sigma gets killed, our Orisa even gets back. So really, we could have stabilized if we had all just grouped up onto one side of the point and fought together.